Easy enough.
Why is there so much water in here?
These are water. A weight reduction, bro. Hold on, ASMR.
Okay guys, so welcome back to Hellraiser's Garage, drilling holes in Cameron's trunk edition. So we've already got our pilot holes drilled, and you missed all the measurement fun. But we're getting our new carbon fiber wing installed, so I've just got to finish drilling all these holes. And I hope they're in the right spot, because, you know, measure once, drill 14 holes, as you do.
Oh, this would be great.
So we'll get these drilled and see how she fits. Just like that, we got 5 more new holes in my trunk. So we'll hope they line up. So we've got all of our holes drilled. They actually lined up first try, which was impressive of us. Measure 17,000 times and drill 1.5. Just had to wallow out a couple of the holes, but as of now, all 7 bolts are in. Not tight, because I still got to wire in the third brake light and all that other jazz, but should be able to fix some of the fitment issues by cheating the bolts in and all that good stuff. Well, I'm going to keep jamming away at it, since everybody else works a normal schedule and goes to bed at a normal hour. So I'm going to try and get this third brake light mounted. Got to do a little bit of wiring, because of course I do, and we'll go from there. Okay, so didn't have anyone to film for me, but many minutes. I'm gonna say hours, but it really was only like an hour and a half, 2 hours of sanding, overrunning resin and all that, having to drill a new hole because whoever made this wing did not do a very good job. We finally got the third brake light fitting good. I'm just going to install it like this and leave the trunk open all the time. I'm just kidding. But, so now, pretty much it's ready to be mounted finally. Actually had to do some debauchery. So, the new third brake light is these 2 wires, because it's LED. That's all it has. The old third brake light has 4 wires, because it also runs a trunk light. So I'm just trunk light deleted now. Whoop-de-doo. I use my trunk once a year anyway. So what I did was just cut the original power wires for the third brake light out of that harness, tied them into the new harness, and then just capped these wires off, and they're taped up in here as well. So I can still use this plug instead of the male plug that came with it. So you can do this in one hand. Oh yeah. So that's just the factory Mach 1 plug, still going to the factory Mach 1 plug. And it works. I took a video on my phone because I'm out here by myself. I couldn't tell if it worked, but I was looking at my watch and I was able to see. So yeah, so now probably not tonight because it's getting kind of late. I'm getting kind of tired. Plus I'll need somebody to kind of help. I'm going to put RTV on all the bolts just to make sure they stay watertight. I've got some plugs for these holes because they're not being used anymore. And then I'll RTV those as well to make sure we're not getting water all over my trunk. And then we also got to tackle these lovely rings left from where the old wing was, because the new one comes up right about here. So none of that's visible, but everything past here is. And there's a couple little spots I got to fix right there. Other than that, we are much, much closer to having this thing completed. So, went ahead and sanded this one to get rid of this ugly bit.
Show the after and then the before.
The after then before? Yeah. We do things backwards around here. That's what she said. Yeah, we're just going to try and clean it up a little bit so it doesn't stick out as much of a store thumb as the old one did. So yeah, and we'll put our plugs in and this baby ain't going nowhere. It's over there. Oh.
Big Optima battery guy.
Big Optima battery guy. Big vice grip battery terminal holder on guy.
Oh God.
So today, it might be a little hard for you to see. Brand new shiny alternator down there
Somewhere.
from Nations. Drawing the little thing. But got that put in a couple days ago. Didn't have time to film, just trying to get it done in between working and all that. So got that in, got it all wired. Runs a solid 14.7 volts at all RPM, which is what we want. Better than the 10 it was getting before.
Absolutely.
Out of that bullshit stalker with a big pulley on it.
Big pulley guy.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get some brand new terminals put on there. Finally get some solid connections between this janky amp wire, the new alternator wire, the stock power wire, new fancy ground wire, definitely not from Harbor Freight. Pick all this frayed stuff up, make it look a little prettier to match our new pretty headlights that we're gonna also be installing hopefully today.
Finally.
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 After months of waiting for one to come back from being repaired to getting them PPF'd and all that other stuff. So as you can see now, it's more like they took my fucking eyes. But we got to do a little trimming to make them fit, just because, you know, Ford.
What are we trimming?
We'll trim the bracket a little bit because the cut that comes on the back of them on this one runs a little tight right there. And then we've got to wire in the switchbacks and all that other stuff. So
Okay.
we're going to get cracking here, try and get the terminals changed so we can build off of that. Got my quick release battery disconnect.
Okay.
Hey bro, stupid and it works, it ain't stupid.
It only spits facts.
Hey man, can't all be winners, you know. At least this one fits. Well, we're gonna make a new terminal for this too because it's
That's for the amp?
that ain't gonna work.
Yikes.
Gotta be thumbing, you know. Can't be listening to funk with no bass, dude. Amateur hour. The fan's not helping us here, Nathan. So no longer is my battery held on by a vice grip. It's now shiny and new. We made some new terminals on these, taped them up, heat shrink on some of them that we could do. You know, we'll make them prettier later when this motor eventually comes out, which will be forever from now. Knock on wood. So yeah, nice and tight. Ain't textbook, they ain't going nowhere.
Tight.
So now we've got that done, we've got a good base to build off of and actually get our headlights in. So we didn't film much of the installs because a lot of it was boring wiring. But we finally got our new fog lights, new headlights, everything wired in. And I can actually see at nighttime now, which is actually nice. So gotta go get her inspected and then she'll finally be back road legal. And I'm so stoked on these. They came out so good, so worth the almost year-long wait. And it just makes the front of the car look so much more modern. Went from bummy ass Chinese headlights to American made beautiful headlights.